Hey guys, we're going to talk real quick about how to find a missing coordinate given the slope, using the slope formula. So let's get into it. So here's the question in detail. So the request is find the missing value. So the line passing through the points has a given slope. So we're going to start with the slope formula, and I recommend that you guys write it down every single time until you memorize it. And just say it as you're writing it down. M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And of course, we know that slope is always rise over run. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug in what we know. So this is a little bit different than being given two ordered pair, 2 points, and saying find the slope. This one, we're actually given the slope. We're given one complete ordered pair, and we're given an ordered pair that's missing something. So I recommend that you go ahead and label these ordered pairs, and that's all the sub 2 and sub 1 means, is that you have ordered pair number 1 and ordered pair number 2. So I'm going to call the 10 x sub 1, the y sub 1, and that's just a variable, don't know it. The other order pair, or the second order pair, the 3 is going to be my x sub 2, and the 4 is going to be my y sub 2. And that's because we always have an ordered pair in the form of x, y. So now we're going to substitute in, and we know our slope. So our slope here is negative 2/7. And that's going to be equal to, recommend opening up some parentheses anytime that you substitute values in. So that way we can make sure that we're doing this correctly. And then I'm just going to start putting the pieces where they go. So my y sub 2 is 4, so that's going to go in there. My y sub 1 is y. It's an unknown, so it's going to go in there. And then x sub 2 is 3. X sub 1 is 10. And now I just go into simplifying mode, or actually solving mode. And I'm going to use one of my favorite properties, cross products property, to do this. Next step is to keep going. So I'm just going to go to the right. I recommend that you work top down, but just from the screen, I'm going to go over to the next, kind of column. I'm going to ask you guys to choose a place to put the minus sign in the slope, because we want that value to have, either we know a negative slope is a positive divided by a negative, or a negative divided by positive. So I'm going to rewrite this as negative 2/7 is equal to 4 minus y. Now there's nothing I can do there. Those terms don't like each other. It's not 3y or negative 3y. It's just 4 minus 1y. And then in the denominator, I have 3 plus negative 10, which is negative 7. So now I have this proportion, two fractions set equal to each other, that I can use the cross products property in order to solve for my unknown. Cross products property, it's not cross multiplication. It is actually a property in math that says that if these fractions are equal, two fractions set equal to each other is called a proportion, then their cross products must also be equal. So this is going to be 7 times 4 minus y, and it has to be the whole quantity. So 7 times the quantity of 4 minus y has to be equal to the other cross products, negative 2 times negative 7. And then I look at that and I go, have I seen something like this before? And you have. That is, a multi-step equation. And the reason that I chose the 7 times the quantity of 4 minus y is because my variable will be on the left-hand side and will be easier. Next step is to distribute. So 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times negative 1y is negative 7y. And over here, I have negative 2 times negative 7, which is positive 14. Then I need to keep going. So I need to solve for the variable. And you guys, again, we've done this multiple times. So I need to isolate this thing right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the thing that's standing in this way. So this is a positive 28. And I'm going to go ahead, and I always like to add the opposite. So I'm going to add the opposite of 28, which is negative 28. That's a beautiful thing about opposites. So that's going to give me 0. It's gone. Leaves me with negative 7y equals 14 plus negative 28, which is negative 14. Keep going until I solve this thing. Divide by negative 7, divide by negative 7, and that's going to give me y equals positive 2. So that should be my answer. Okay, and there's only one way of finding out, ladies and gentlemen, which is to check it. So let's go ahead and check this thing and see if our answer of 2 is correct. So if it is, I'm going to substitute that 2 in for the y. There's my other ordered pair. And I'm already told that my slope is negative 2/7. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to calculate slope again. Just real quick. Again, it doesn't take long. It's better to be, correct. So am I right? And let's actually substitute the negative 2/7 in here. Is that equal to the value that we came up with? So x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So 4 minus 2 over 3 minus 10. We've already done that, which is great, not negative 10. So does negative 2/7, is that equal to 4 minus 2 is 2. 3 minus 10, we already know, is negative 7. So a positive divided by a negative is negative. So I'm left with negative 2/7 equals negative 2/7. And I am done, and I'm correct, and I am happy.